I'm ready for our next guest here. So we have Dave Gibbs. Dave, tell us, I like the name of your company, Legally Mine. Tell us what you guys do to help dentists.
Paul, thanks a lot. Well, as we've said many times, if we've been on these different shows with you, number one, we focus on asset protection. That to use the laws of the United States to really set you up in a way to take away the motivation of a lawsuit. The motivation would be money. Take that out of the picture. Number one. Number two, work on estate planning. What happens after you pass on, and number three, the tax strategies. Obviously, we're going to have the biggest tax hike, or at least that's what we're talking about right now in history. And you can sit back and let it happen. You can do something about it.
What I do is we do transitions, and I think this estate planning piece is important because I want to do a show, Dave, about like pretend you won the lottery, you have to sell your practice and your family can't talk to you. And this is going to be a euphemism for, unfortunately, the other side of life where people have unexpected injuries, death, things like that. Football season's coming up. Remember the movie The Blind Side? Yeah. What's a blind spot that dentists have with this asset protection? Maybe even one that I have, right? You deal with him. What's maybe like a blind spot where people are like, hey, I don't think about this enough, or you're frequently pointing out, if you don't pay attention to this, you're going to get sacked.
Well, I'd love the analogy. I'm actually heading out to a game here in just a minute. First game of the season here in Utah. I'm stoked about it. But the the thing that I think about when you bring that up is first of all, understand as medical professionals, you have a target on your back. One of the biggest targets out there. The most sued group in the United States are dentists and medical professional in general. And so, and a lot of people say, well, I've got that target on my back. Well, what are these targets? Well, we're talking about high risk assets are really the things that you've got to worry about. Number one, that would be like your office, your home, a car. And just understand, guys, a car is a rolling lawsuit waiting to happen. You can go out and hit somebody, hurt somebody, and get sued over that. And it doesn't necessarily have to be you. It could be a family member. It could be your wife. It could be your son or daughter. If you're paying insurance on that car, if you've made a down payment on it, if you're connected in any way, you're definitely going to get named in that lawsuit once they do a search on that. And that's the reason why it's so important to make sure you put something into place to protect yourself.
I mean, I think you guys, your tax history, we dig into the annoying parts of your life so you can keep it awesome. You can use that. I like catchphrases because that's really what you guys do. You talk about stuff that is not fun to talk about, but when it comes to fruition, whether it's, accidental, unintentional, unexpected, tell me a little bit about this. I met you guys at Elijah's great event. You've been sponsors. Somebody reaches out to Legally Mine. What's the process of working with you guys? What age should people reach out to you at? Who do you work with? Give us a little bit about that.
What age should you work at?
What age or stage should they reach out to you? Is it every age or stage? Is there a certain demographic? Just so my audience understands, hey, this is Legally Mine. When should I reach out to them for help?
Well, what's interesting? You talked about it earlier, how you talked about dental school. They tell you everything you need to know, right?
Yeah, right.
No, they obviously that, and everyone understands that. I think you get 1 day on business management or asset protection and so forth in the entire years that you're there. And so when we go speak, we love to go out and speak to groups of students and go out there and educate them. Now, that's not the target market, obviously, because you're not really in the point where you've got your assets put into place and as you start to build. But I can tell you this, as soon as you're getting ready to graduate, it's better to put this all into place at the beginning than it is to wait until later on in the practice. A lot of people say, well, I want to build that practice. Well, no, build it right. Can't tell you how many times we have to go back and restructure everything that they did wrong from the beginning just because they didn't have experts to help them on that.
I mean, it's treatment planning yourself for success, stress, and really just protecting yourselves. I really think, I like your talk at Elijah's thing. I really think what you guys are doing is the work of the Lord G.B. Black. That was a famous dentist. How can people reach out to you guys if they want to do a consult, learn more from Legally Mine? What's the best way for them to do that?
Go to lm20.live/dental nachos.
Cool.
So so Legally Mine 20.live/dental nachos. You can set an appointment. We're actually doing for the Nacho group here is what we call a risk assessment, and this is something we generally charge about $1,000 for. That's a free service to your people that work.
This is so important because I got into this new small group fitness. They do an in-body scan, and oftentimes, and Bill and Jared said it, things that you think you're strong at may be a weak point, and vice versa. Sometimes you may be doubling down too much in some arena of your life that you're already doing well at. So I think that risk assessment is so key. I mean, life has shown us, Dave, over the past year and a half, how crazy things can be. So this is the time to really get your house in order. Well, really appreciate you sharing. Good luck at the football game, and hope you guys come out to Philly to see us in person soon.
Hey, we'll be there. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. So as you guys see through this end of the summer block, my team will drop in a free $50 code for you guys to use in the Facebook Live and the chat. This is what you want to be doing, protecting your dentist course so you do not cry inside.